What if the next video you watch on fat loss is making it harder for you to lose fat? At some point, more information stops becoming the solution, even if it's solid information. I'm going to guess you've watched enough YouTube videos on fat loss and fitness in general, and you know what to do. So why is nothing changing? In my opinion, most men are looking for something that doesn't exist. They are looking for a shortcut, a specific food or protocol that feels new. And I know because I've been in your position before many times. I want to tell you why these YouTube videos are keeping you fat and the cost you are paying. My name is Adam, I'm a performance nutritionist, and I've helped over 200 men lose fat and keep it off. And you'll rarely see content telling you that you probably know roughly what to do. Eat a bit less, move a bit more, sleep better, and get enough protein. You know this. I knew this. And I teach this. So why isn't it working? Because knowing something and doing it are completely different problems. And YouTube influencers are very good at making you feel like you're missing this one thing that nobody else knows. I was avoiding seed oils. So that's what it was for me. And I was banning all processed foods. Then I was cycling through low carb, then clean eating. I'll do the quotation marks, keto, and then something close, like very close actually, in fact, to carnivore for a short while. I was scared of eating the wrong thing at the wrong time. I remember sitting in a restaurant stressed about what was in the sauce, but my belly fat was still there. It wasn't moving. But every video I watched felt like progress, and I was getting closer to the answer that nobody knew. The secrets, insulin, seed oils, fasting, some circadian rhythm eating. Each one gave me a new reason to avoid something new to optimize, and something new to be slightly anxious about. But what none of them gave me was a reason to just stop watching content for a bit and start doing something boring for 6 months. And here's the thing I want you to sit with for a second. I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. The guys who fall deepest into this trap are not usually stupid. They're curious and they're motivated. They actually care about getting this right. Of course, they also want to get the results as fast as possible. Who wouldn't and who doesn't? But all of this makes them vulnerable to the lies, and I will say lies, and promises. Because the YouTube fitness content or influencers promise things that sound unique. It's this one thing. You've been doing it wrong. It's your hormones that are working against you. Those promises are designed for people who are trying hard, but they're not getting the results they want. They are cleverly thought up to work with your psychology and validate your effort and explain failure without ever suggesting that the approach might be the problem in itself. And with all my experience, I spent most of 2020 believing I was failing despite doing everything right. The seed oil explanation gave me that. The insulin narrative gave me that as well. Every new framework said, this is what's wrong with me, and this is missing. This one thing, it's going to double my fat loss and improve my life, make me live a lot longer and better and be more muscular, be better looking, whatever. The promises, they're all out there. Apparently, I kept missing pieces. But in hindsight, that should have told me that their so-called frameworks or issue was just wrong. And now when I look back at that period, honestly, without cutting myself slack, I was eating a lot. I was eating clean 100% of the time, and I was eating a lot. And no amount of food quality tweaks was going to fix that, because food quality wasn't the problem here. Sure, that's not a comfortable thing to realize, especially when you spent a year being very careful about what you eat. But the least I can do is pay it forward. And if a bunch of you can avoid falling for the garbage I fell for, then I'm glad I went through it. I had a client a few years back, let's call him James. He came to me having tried everything, and now I seriously mean everything. He'd done keto, he'd done intermittent fasting, really long fasts. He'd hired a meal prep company at one point. He had taken every supplement there was to take. But every time he'd get a few weeks in, something would click and then something would also stop working. And then he'd be right back where he started. And when we first spoke, he asked me which approach I thought was best. Keto, low carb, eating clean, fasting, some form of flexible dieting. And I said, look, honestly, James, I don't think that's the question. Because here's what I noticed, and this took me some time to see with myself too. He wasn't failing because he was picking the wrong plan, but he was failing because he'd been trained over years of watching content to expect a speed of change that just isn't real. And every time the reality didn't match that expectation, he assumed he was doing something wrong. So he'd stop and try to find a better plan. But we broke that cycle, and James lost over 30 pounds during that following year. This might not seem dramatic over the course of a year, and it's certainly nothing I can make a YouTube video about. But he was now in the best shape of his life at 52. He just stopped switching and started repeating. Right, here's the mechanism, because I think once you see it, you can't unsee it. Every time you watch a video that explains why you've been failing, and I mean really explains it with a conviction, with science, with a confident presenter that's in great shape, usually, your brain gets a little release. Just that little bit of relief. That's why. That feeling is real, but it's not the same as fixing anything. But what it does, it makes the next video easier to watch, because now you're in a pattern of seeking an explanation rather than seeking change. And the algorithm is very happy to keep feeding you explanations, because explanations, especially when they sound new and unique, they perform well. They're shareable and they validate people. They make people feel smarter. And confusion and clarity are both profitable. Confusion makes you watch more, and clarity makes you recommend the video. But neither one requires you to actually change. And I'm by no means saying all creators are evil. It's far from the truth. I wish I had the videos you have now. There's so many useful videos out there. I'm also not saying I'm immune to this. I've got a YouTube channel and I know how the incentive works. But what I am saying is the incentive and your fat loss are not the same thing. And sometimes they actively point in the opposite direction. So here's something practical. After any fat loss video, including this one, ask yourself one question. What am I going to do differently tomorrow morning? Not what did I learn? Not what was interesting? Not what can I tell my friends? But what am I actually going to do? If you can answer that question with one specific, boring, doable thing, the video is probably worth your time. If you finish with a head full of ideas and no clear action, that was entertainment, which is fine, but don't confuse it with progress or you will get frustrated. The other thing I'd do is look out for, does the video make you feel more anxious about food or less? In 2020, almost everything I watched made me feel more scared of eating. It gave me more things to avoid, more things to get wrong. And that anxiety was making everything harder, because I was burning energy on food fear that should have been going on actually being consistent with something. If a video leaves you more confused about what to eat than when you started, it didn't help you. I don't care what it said or who the person is. And here's the experiment from this video. I want you to take one thing. As tempting as it is to try all three, I want you to take one thing for 2 weeks. The first thing, track what you eat. This might sound generic, but hear me out. This is not to hit a number, but it's to actually see what's happening. I want you to do it accurately. Remember, I thought I was eating clean in 2020. All I was doing is gaining weight, and I was eating a lot. Those two things are not mutually exclusive, and the data will tell you something your memory won't. Or make sure 2 meals a day have a real protein source that's preferably lean and a fiber source. We're not talking about a complete overhaul, just redesigning 2 of your meals, kind of making them feel like they're on autopilot. Let's go for breakfast and lunch, because most people skip one of these 2 and some people skip 2. If you're having breakfast and lunch, it's high in protein, high in fiber, I want you to see what happens to your hunger by the evening. I can guarantee you it won't be the same. Or, this is the third one, 10 minutes after dinner, just walking every single night. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a walk. Remember, just one of those for 2 weeks. No switching halfway through. You can add another one once you've done that for 2 weeks and then work those like habits. And here's where I land on all of this. The anxiety I felt in 2020 about seed oils, about insulin, about fasting, about eating the wrong things at the wrong time, that wasn't helping me. It was keeping me engaged with content, watching, reading, switching plans. And as long as I was doing that, I felt like I was trying. I wasn't working on it. I was watching other people work on it. The moment things actually started changing for me was the moment I got bored of thinking about food. When I stopped being interested in just soaking up more videos. And then I just managed it like any other part of my life. That's the goal, not to find a perfect system, but to find something simple enough that you need to stop thinking about it. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and watch this one next. I'll see you there.